If anyone has any objections, please let me know. So thank you all for joining. I appreciate you taking time out of your day. I am pleased to see that we've got so many attendees today. I was slightly worried there might be a bit of webinar fatigue out there, but yep, seems to be people are still keen for these things, which is great. The purpose of today was to showcase 3 solution providers that can enable the transition of on-premise PBX to the cloud. Not only just enable that transition, but improve on the experience and the performance of telephony platforms as a whole, incorporating things in like remote working. I think we'll all appreciate that requirement for businesses to offer remote working is here to stay. So how can you do that? How can you do that effectively? What more can you get out of a cloud-based telephony platform? So I work for Primetel. We are technology advisors. We focus on finding the best solution for customers. We don't focus on product. Me personally, I have 20 years experience in the telecom sector. I am working with my business partner who has also a similar amount of experience. So we bring a wealth of knowledge to companies that are looking to make a change in the telecommunications or IT sector. We can work with you through any of the procurement cycle processes you see here, whether that's investigating your current platform, understanding what's available to you in terms of what can be transitioned, what needs to remain on-prem. We can do that through a solution design, take that through the tender writing stage, whether you want to go to RFP or not, work with you on the supplier selection and supplier evaluation. And this bit is key, the supplier selection piece. This is where we add the most value based on our experience, from having an initial investigation call with you, we can quickly ascertain as to which suppliers are best for your business and which can meet your business requirements in the short and long term. We look at things like integrations into third-party platforms, geographical locations, number of staff. We are able to speed up the procurement process on average by about 60% by just engaging at these levels. And then lastly, we can help with the contract negotiation. We can leverage the work we've done with other suppliers in the past to your commercial advantage. So, we can work with you whatever stage you need us to, and we can add value throughout. So it's basically taking this that has led to us becoming award-winning in this space. We've won a couple of awards in the last couple of years. We strive to be your trusted technology advisor. So hopefully on the back of this, we'll have a conversation about where you are on your transition from cloud PBX, from on-prem PBX to the cloud, and we can start to build a relationship that covers multiple products. Here are some of the services that we consult on, which are quite a hot topic at the moment. We're having lots of conversations around software-defined networking, so SD-WAN, supporting that transition for remote working. We do a lot of work in data center space and DR. So if any of these are something that your business is considering at the moment, then we can certainly help. But today we're here to talk about hosted telephony, or UCaaS, as I really don't like to call it, Unified Communications as a Service. But that actually encapsulates what it is probably more. It's not just a telephony platform, it is a unified communication platform that brings together voice, video, chat, file sharing. By moving to a software-based service that sits in the cloud, you really open up the ability to communicate across your organization much more simply, bringing together multiple applications under one roof. Since COVID, we've seen a real interest in that, rightly so. People need to work from home more. I think video meetings are here to stay. Case in point, the attendees for the webinar, there's still interest in doing these things, the knowledge sharing remotely. These types of solutions are only going to become greater and more prevalent around businesses. And then there are the other inherent benefits of moving to the cloud, moving away from the reliance on mobile contracts, giving people software on their mobile devices allows for the saving of money in that area. The platform's flexible, it's reliable, it's cloud-based, so it's within data centers. It's not a server in an office connected to the internet, or a single connection that is perhaps a single point of failure. It's hosted within the cloud, so you've got inherent resiliency built into that. Extremely important when we're talking about phone systems. You can last maybe with your emails for a few hours, but take the phone down and people start to struggle. So and then lastly, integrations. The phone system, being software based, can integrate into other things. If you have a Salesforce, for instance, they might want integrations into their CRM platform. Any provider that will present has a plethora of off-the-shelf integrations and a process to build bespoke ones. So that's definitely something worth considering. So today we'll be hearing from 3 titans in this space. We have Zoom, 8x8, and the Avaya platform. So firstly, I will be handing over to Aglaya at Zoom.
Thank you, Scott. Hi, everyone. I'm Aglaya from Zoom. It's going first. Always a little bit nervous, and on Teams at that. So something I'm not used to using every day. But thank you all for being here. It's nice to see you. So let me just get the screen share going. All right. So I'm Avaya. I work at Zoom. I've been at Zoom since August of 2019. So before all of this crazy stuff happened, before in 2020 when we started, of course, seeing the even faster move towards video-based work, I guess is how you could say it. And while I've been at Zoom, I was first a sales rep, and now I am the EMEA Master Agent and Distribution Manager. So I've been working with Scott around learning what his organization does and how we can all work together. We don't have, I'm not going to talk at you too much today, so I'll just start off by showing you a quick video that allows you to see the Zoom phone system a little bit, just kind of see what it looks like in reality, and then I'll walk you through a few slides. And finally, I will end by giving you a quick demo of the back end of the system. So yeah, you probably know Zoom from potentially doing a pub quiz on it, or a work meeting preferably, or something else along those lines. But Zoom is not only a video meeting platform. We also offer rooms, we offer events, webinars, and today we're going to talk specifically about the Zoom phone piece. So without further ado, I thought this was the best thing to do. 1 minute, just quick run through of the solution itself.
Zoom Phone is an enterprise cloud phone system that allows you to use your desk, computer, or mobile phone for reliable call management. Zoom Phone is a native product within the Zoom platform, bringing together meetings, chat, video, voice, and conference rooms for a unified communication solution. Connect on any device from anywhere within the Zoom desktop and mobile app. Zoom Phone also supports traditional desktop phones and pairs with popular office phone headsets. View your call history, listen to or read transcribed voicemails, and return calls. Quickly and efficiently save and review phone conversations with on-demand call recording. Manage delegation of multiple lines, shared line appearance, automated call queues, and intelligent call routing through the admin portal. Monitor call performance and automated call quality scores with the Zoom Phone dashboards. Vital network data and phone usage are tracked automatically. While on the Zoom platform, a Zoom phone call can be easily transferred to a desktop phone, to a mobile call, video call, or a meeting room at any time for a seamless and truly unified experience. Zoom Phone can be your full-service cloud phone system and easily scales to the largest organizations with bring-your-own-carrier capability and integration with best-in-breed contact centers. Zoom Phone is the unified solution for all of your communication needs, making it easier than ever to connect the way you want.
All right, so that was the whole presentation. I'm done. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that I thought was just a really good way to sort of give you an idea of really what it is that Zoom Phone offers. So I know that, as Scott already said, this meeting itself is around transitioning your traditional phone system into a cloud-based or into a UCaaS platform. So it is indeed a hot topic. It's something that our customers have been relying on us to help them with, as well as all the vendors that are on this call.
Zoom
sorry.
phone is an
That's how you get to the next one. So you might be asking, well, why would I decide to switch to Zoom Phone? What is it that makes Zoom Phone special? So one of the challenges that I'm sure you all know around around digital transformation is the fact that it can take a lot of time, it can take a lot of resources, and we're not all necessarily in the offices managing this. And you also have to get things done quickly, as your business has probably evolved quite quickly and unexpectedly over the last 18 months. So the number one thing is the rapid service deployment. You'll see a bit more of this when I show you the backend portal, but Zoom, I mean, when I used to sell Zoom directly to clients, somebody could buy Zoom from me in the morning, and then by the afternoon, they have already started deploying their phone numbers. The slowest thing with Zoom would be if you want to port your existing numbers over, that would take up to 30 days, depending on your current provider. But otherwise, you can really just buy the licenses and have them in your portal ready to be assigned within a day. Of course, you might want to take longer than that, but the fact that the option is there can be very nice. Second, which I will again show you later, is a centralized management. We really are all about that one pane of glass approach. So we don't want you to have to log into a load of different portals to get things done, whether it's your meetings, your phone, your rooms, your webinars, everything will be managed from the same admin portal. Mobility was just alluded to also in this call, also in this previous video. The Zoom, when you buy Zoom Phone, all that happens is that the Zoom app that's already on your computer just gets a little phone icon on it, and the same thing with the mobile one. And then you are free to make calls either from your computer, from your mobile device, or if you have a desk phone, we support integration with a whole lot of different hardware, which I'll show you a quick view of in a bit later. So you are also welcome to do that and still have the sort of normal phone experience that we are probably more used to. We did a survey earlier this year around the total cost of ownership with our own customers, and we found roughly a 24% reduction in total cost of ownership. And this is due to the fact that we have a mixed licensing approach. So you can choose basically to buy only the kind of license that is required for each individual user that you might be looking at. So if not everybody has to make outbound calls, if not everybody has to be able to receive outbound calls, you don't have to pay for them to have that capability. And finally, we have 99.999% uptime, and we will literally put that in the MSA with you. So it is something that we're very proud of, and we very much, want you to experience as well. When it comes to growth, so Zoom Phone was what we talked about in the first kickoff I attended back in August 2019, and we had just rolled it out to the UK and the US. So the product is a little bit over 2 years old, reaching towards its third year now, and we already have 400 features. These features were all designed with the customer, with basically the end user's needs in mind. So we wanted it to be something that's simple and easy to use and easy to deploy, very much in line with the way that we designed our meetings platform. In that time, we have grown to offer native coverage in over 48 countries. So that means that you can come to us, and for anything that's highlighted in dark blue on that map, we have our own phone numbers. We act as a carrier in those regions, and you can have a phone number directly from Zoom. For anything else that you might need, if you still want to have the Zoom service wrapper, but you need phone service that we don't yet natively offer, we also allow you to bring your own carrier so that, again, all of your users have the same interface, but are using whatever, are still able to call into the countries that we might not cover yet. The Gartner Magic Quadrant for meeting solutions just came out last week. It is our 6th year in the leading space for that. And we have been in the UCAS Magic Quadrant for only 1 year, which was last year, and we actually joined that in the leaders section. So it was something that obviously we are very proud of. It's quite hard to enter the Magic Quadrant already in the leaders quadrant. And we have also, just to kind of show you again the fast growth, we're selling around 100,000 seats a month. So we are already at over 2 million plus paid Zoom Phone seats, but there is also a free version, just like you have with the meetings. And we actually hit the 1 million mark in 7 quarters. So what we see is that the market is reacting well, and that our existing customers who are used to already using the meeting platform are quite open to also trying the phone platform. Just for some example customers, if you want more information around this, these are all publicly referenceable customers who, we can also arrange calls with, and we also have a lot more that we could talk about. Another good one that's more UK focused. In finance, for example, would be something like NatWest. They have just moved all of their phone systems over to Zoom Phone. And it's kind of what I alluded before. This was all built in-house by Zoom. So everything that you see here, this would be the Zoom app. And like I said, typically when you buy Zoom, you have home, chat, meetings, and contacts. And when you buy Zoom Phone, what happens is this little phone icon here appears. And there you go. Then you start getting a phone call from Hannah Song just constantly. Don't know why. Sorry, probably a terrible joke. But yeah, and it looks exactly the same as, it would look exactly the same on your phone. So the same controls will be seen across both different screens. Again, the idea for this is it's extensible and again, easy for your users to be able to take advantage of it. Security. I used to work in cybersecurity, and I know that it's only becoming a hotter and hotter topic. And of course, you want to know that whatever system you happen to be using to make calls, to have a video call, anything like that is indeed built with security in mind. So Zoom Phone, to give you a very basic overview of the security, we do offer end-to-end encryption in our calls. So basically, once something is in transit, it will be like impossible to decode it. We use TLS 1.2 for this. And on top of that, we also have a toll fraud prevention line. So basically, we will monitor for any kind of fraudulent activity that would be coming into your network on both the meetings and the phone front. And then we have a support team that will actually alert you if we start to see this kind of activity happening. And that is on top of the fact that we would already have disabled high-risk locations by default so that you are potentially not getting spam calls or unwanted people joining your meetings and that kind of thing. You can always check if the Zoom meeting that you're in is encrypted, because at the top of the meeting, you'll see this little green shield. And when you click on it, you'll actually see these security numbers that start coming out. Again, this is a very rudimentary view of Zoom security, but there is a whole lot of other information on our website. And of course, you're always welcome to just ask directly if you have questions around how our platform is secured. You saw this really briefly in the other video that we mentioned, in the video at the beginning. And this is the fact that Zoom Rooms actually integrates with Zoom Phone. Zoom Rooms enables any physical space to be made into basically a Zoom meeting. And it looks something like this. What you see from the iPad is how it's controlled. What we also do is that we integrate Zoom Phone and Zoom Rooms together. So if you, for example, have a Zoom for Home setup, or if you have just any normal meeting or conference room within your office, we can also phone enable that. So you can also use that as a room where you can place calls. So I think something that we've all seen before, but it can be very nice to have it just in one place, less tech, less wires, and that sort of thing. Scott alluded to this before, the fact that there's many different applications that are coming across your network, but also that integration is very, very important. And finding a solution provider that is able to integrate with the applications that you're already using is something that we also think is very important. So Zoom is a UCaaS solution. We don't say that we are a contact center. We have some contact center light features, but if you want, say that you have 30% of users who need to have a contact center solution, and then everyone else is okay with the PBX, you can actually integrate us along with Five9, Twilio, Nice and Contact, Genesys, and TalkDesk. And you can use both of our solutions together in tandem with the Zoom wrapper around it in order to have a contact center PBX combination. The App Marketplace currently has over 1,500 applications that integrate with all different parts of our platform. If you ask me off the top of my head to name a good phone integration, I would have to probably say Salesforce. So we have click to dial directly from Salesforce, and then the call gets automatically logged. You can put the notes in and just move on to the next thing. Just very, very simple workflow. Don't really have to, go and take special notes or do anything separate. But there are also loads of other things that we would integrate with quite seamlessly, including actually Teams, if that's something that your organization happens to be using at the moment. And finally, we also have an open API SDK. So if there is something that we don't already offer in the marketplace, if there's a specific way that you want to integrate Zoom into your network, or a team that wants to do that, then we also provide you the documentation to do so. And you are welcome to really make Zoom your own in whatever way works for you. Very quick, supported devices. This is not an exhaustive list, but it's just good to keep in mind that a lot of the typical phones that you see on the market are ones that we integrate with and have very strong connections with. And we also integrate with some SBCs such as Ribbon and Oracle. So this is the bit I'm excited about, really. It's what I mentioned before, that I'm going to show you the backend management portal. So the slide itself is Zoom Phone Enterprise Management for Scale. So instead of reading all of these bullet points to you, I think the best thing that I can do is very quickly whiz you through that. So like I said, when you buy Zoom Phone, what happens to your application is just that you have that little phone icon added to it, and then you're kind of, free to go from there. On the back end, if I'm thinking about myself just as a user within an application, not an admin, what would happen is I would get to my phone here. And this is where I would see just basically how my phone is set up. So I see what calling plan I have, so I can call the UK and Ireland Unlimited. I can see my emergency address because we also support pneumatic E911, my caller ID, and then here it's what we showed you in that video before. I myself can choose how I want everything to ring. Do I want my phone and my computer to ring at the same time? What happens when the call is not answered? Is there someone else on my team that should be trying to answer my call, or do I want a voicemail? And say that I want to go on holiday, I can set my holiday hours directly from here. I can assign delegation privileges if I ever become an executive and I don't want to answer my own calls. There we go, easy to delegate there. And again, I can also manage my desk phone from here. And this is just for the end user, and we're only looking at the basic settings right now. I can also change my recording settings, my voicemail settings, and I can see my call history directly in here as well. So again, the idea is to make it simple for the end user to understand how their system is working and to be able to edit it quite easily. Where it gets a lot more interesting to me is actually within the admin part. So the first thing is just this dashboard. When you first go to the dashboard, this shows you the utilization of all of the Zoom products that your company is consuming and how they're being consumed. So from the meetings perspective, we see who's having the most meetings, what devices, that kind of thing. We have the same information for rooms. If I were to go directly into the Zoom phone section, this is the kind of reporting that you would start to see. So the average quality of the calls, you can see where the calls, you can see the kinds of devices that they're on, what kind of network they're coming across. And you can actually also see your top bad quality calls, which allows you to investigate and figure out what it is that's wrong. We want you to be able to troubleshoot easily, which of course, I guess you could also change it to see your best calls. So here you'll be able to see potentially what the issue is so that you can then start to dive deeper into it. We can also see all of this based by extension. So if I have one user complaining all the time or one user that's really happy, I can compare what's going on there. And we can also see the usage and adoption and basically a whole lot of other information. What's great is that this dashboard also updates quite often. So a few months ago, it actually had less than it has now. We're now doing this as real-time reporting.
That's brilliant. I think we're going to have to.
Yep. So yeah, basically, if you're setting it up, you do it from here. And yeah, it's an easy place to set up delegations and everything else. We clearly don't have time for questions. Sorry about that. But what I'll do is I'll put my email in the chat. And if you would like, feel free to just reach out to me directly with any questions you might have. And
we do. If anyone's got any questions now, you can ask. We can round it up at the end. It's great to see actually Zoom making strides in this space. One of the biggest challenges that we find with the transition to any software platform is user adoptability. It's putting something that's familiar in front of people that just makes that transition easier. Zoom have done amazingly well in terms of video conferencing. I think everyone is familiar with their platform to some degree. Now it's just a simple case of an add-on to that, which then allows you to make phone calls and, as I said, one unified communication platform. It's the reason Teams has done so well. People, rightly or wrongly, were pushed down into using Teams as a path of least resistance. And it exploded. We do support Teams deployments. I think there are better options out there. We've got 3 better options on this call today. So yeah, it's great to see. Thank you, Aglaya. That was really good and really interesting to see. So next up we have Chris at 8x8. You're on mute, Chris.
That's the code word for the pandemic, isn't it? You're on mute, or followed by "Can you hear me?" So yeah, I'm glad to follow suit. Thanks for that. Right, just let's make sure you can see my screen. Okay. Can you see my presentation?
Yep, I see that fine.
Fantastic. So yeah, thank you very much. So yeah, as introduced, my name is Chris. I'm the Senior Director of Commercial Sales for 8x8 in EMEA. A wonderful wordy title there. I don't say that too frequently. So I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about 8x8's offering, more importantly, the experience communications as a service, as we've coined it. So I think, let's just kind of take a step back slightly and back out of the product side of things. I mean, last year, organizations did whatever they could to accommodate the immediate changes of their business. And I think, the previous presentation alluded to the fact that, we did everything that we could as organizations to get ahead and to grow. And that included spending. Forrester research suggests that around $195 billion was spent in the first 3 months of the pandemic alone. And that was allowing the people to adapt to remote working. Now, through that investment, hard work, you guys and IT directors, CIOs became digital first responders, moving everyone to a remote workforce. And often that happened in a matter of weeks. Now, we've been facing over the last 12 months, and we continue to face the next challenge, a new way of working. Now, our own research showed you that 82% of companies that were formerly moving to hybrid working models now. So, I myself are still working at home. This creates a new set of requirements for IT leaders, and that's what we've been trying to address. Today is more about flexibility, which is puts a huge strain on those previous kind of band-aid or plaster solutions that were successfully supporting that rapid transition and rapid growth to the remote model. Now, the things to think about are what are your plans moving forward when you think about moving to the cloud full time. As IT leaders, looking for a way to provide the right communication capabilities for everyone in the company. That's not just single organizations within each team, but what if you could be a little bit more agile across the whole company-wide collaboration and support to support every role in the organization, whether it's inside sales, IT help desk advisors, accounts receivable, managers, or even the receptionist. Everybody could have that level of flexibility, irrespective of their role or position geographically, as well as in the company. Now, imagine if you can do that instantly scale and manage everything from anywhere. Now, I appreciate we're not alone in offering that sentiment, so that's not lost on me. But what would it mean if you could use open APIs to supercharge your everyday business applications, embed them into your communications tools, and then gain additional real-time intelligence across all communications channels? Think about how your business could be more responsive with one reliable communications partner, and how could that help? What impact could that have? XCaaS, delivered by 8x8, or Experience Communications as a Service, that eliminates the silos and brings together the employee experience, which you see on the left-hand side of the slide in front of you, and the customer experience, which you see on the right-hand side. It integrates all the communication requirements into a single platform. So we're not looking at multiple vendor scenarios to try and bridge that gap between what your customers experience and what your employees experience. We provide a best-in-class voice, video, and messaging solution which empowers your employees, and your employees can use throughout our mobile, desktop, or web browser. You can even use the basic systems just from a physical phone on your desk if you choose to. We also provide a complete omni-channel contact center solution with analytics, integrations to other productivity tools like G Suite, 365, and many, many other CRM solutions. With an extensive library of APIs using no-code or low-code tech that make it easier and to customize how you use your digital channels to engage with your customers, including your social media channels, meaning you can offer a solution for your customers on how they choose to speak to you, whether that's via chat, whether that's by SMS, whether it's WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, traditional phone, you can offer that option to them however they choose to speak to you. XCaaS solves what you need today, but it also provides you a clear and easy path to whatever's next. It protects today's investment by guaranteeing the ability to support changes and strengthens your business resilience. Eight by eight, we continually push the envelope on innovation, providing our customers with the best solutions to address the rapidly evolving cloud communications market. That's why we're the only 9 times Gartner UCaaS Magic Quadrant leader. That's 9 years in a row. And we're 7 times Gartner CCaaS Magic Quadrant Challenger, with one of the industry's leading patent portfolios of 275 plus patents in the market. We've offices in 16 locations worldwide. We have over 2 million business users across 58,000 customers globally that rely on 8x8 for their business communications. Our customers count on us to provide the reliability and resilience they expect for their cloud communications. That's why we offer a financially backed 5 nines SLA that spans across the entire UCaaS and CCaaS services. So that's platform wide, whether you're using the telephony or the UCaaS, this hosted voice as Scott introduced us, or you're using the contact center solution, or a hybrid of both, depending on what your agents require. We will offer you a 5 9 uptime, and we'll back that with financial penalties as part of our SLAs. Now that sets a new industry benchmark for cloud communications. But now as the market moves towards the more integrated offerings, it's important to remember that 8x8 has spent years advancing our platform advantages. So with XCaaS from 8x8, you get 5 key benefits. First is the ability for company-wide collaboration, not just back office workers, but by integrating across an organization, frontline workers, contact center agents, receptionists, and other personas, because solving a customer's problem often requires more than one person. And there's nothing more frustrating, I'm sure you guys can agree, than being bounced around from person to person trying to repeat information. With XCaaS, the full context is maintained as the conversation passes from agent to the specialist, leading to a better user and customer experience. Second is a unified admin capability that can be done through a combination of through a combination of best of breed solutions. So again, that's one single admin platform to run your contact center, your videos and meetings rooms, as well as your back office UC in one single admin portal. When multiple platforms are in use, an admin needs to configure and provision each of these systems, leading to errors. XCaaS streamlines this process for a single task, which means you have a single source for license management. You can provision, configure, mix and match user types, and a single pane of glass view for system monitoring. And that saves all a significant amount of time that IT managers use. The third is shared integrations that allow you to have just one integration with your core applications, whether this is your CRM, collaboration endpoints like Teams, or integration with ERP systems for the organization. The use case customization recognized that lines between UCaaS and CCaaS are blurring, and the contact center platforms aren't just for contact center agents anymore. Sales, marketing, field services, others all use contact center software, but these users often need a different view from the ones designated for traditional contact center agents. The fourth is the ability to bring analytics and AI across the entire organization. With real-time reporting, speech analytics across the whole organization, you can't get that in a multi-vendor scenario. Finally, we guarantee high availability and superior quality on a global basis. There's no finger pointing, no gaps. I mentioned our industry-leading 5.9 platform-wide SLA. You won't get that credibility in any two-vendor scenario. These capabilities make it possible to deliver unified customer and employee experiences and exceed customer and employee expectations. And remember, this is the way it's always been. The cloud is just catching up on that. So not to hack through a demonstration, because I'm not as competent demonstrating the product as my learned colleague before me. I'm going to show you some screenshots and just drill down into some of the user cases that you might recognize within your organization. So let's look at XCaaS for the IT admin and supervisors. It offers unified admin capabilities, which are not available with a combination of best of breed solutions. Single admin console for XCaaS provides single source for license management, managing user types, number porting, provisioning, and configuration, Also gives you that single pane of glass system monitoring and saves significant admin time. You get role-based access controls. You can add new communication channels, scale up, down quickly without thinking about the impact on the existing infrastructure. You have instant visibility with the intelligent cross-platform insights that include real-time reporting and analytics, enabling you to make better decisions across your employee communications, whether that's voice, video, chat, and the customer interaction channels that to access emergency services. Informal queues make it possible for non-contact center staff to use specific contact center capabilities, like ring groups are useful for when teams need to answer high volumes of incoming calls. With XCaaS, employees can support external calls along with the ability to make and receive internal calls. Speech and text analytics, surface topics and trends using natural language processing, AI and sentiment analysis presented through interactive visualizations. Users can quickly identify issues for areas and opportunity. These insights can be shared with users regardless of location, time zone, or work group. Now, leveraging the insights gained from voice and digital interactions, supervisors can support your quality management and compliance initiatives through the tailored, collaborated, and effective coaching. While each team may define success differently, a single solution provides a consistent user experience for supervisors and managers. To improve the customer experience and satisfaction to ensure long-term loyalty, employees located outside of the contact center can also handle credit card payments quickly and securely. Switching gears to look at the sales team, XCaaS for Sales provides these teams with intelligent, automated outbound dialing. So now we're talking about the contact center and predictive dialing options, which can help. These can help improve connection rates, maximize talk time for increased revenue, while ultimately delivering more positive customer experiences. Some of the key capabilities will include 4-mode dialing, improve proactive outreach and stay connected with your customers, preview plus, progressive and predictive, which will help improve your campaign performance and again, maximize your agent productivity. Built-in patented answering machine detection, which is AMD, so it allows your contact center to utilize network level binary matching that avoids the false positives and can lead to stop the lead to silent calls and breaching regulations. Carrier call blocking, allowing identification numbers on a do not call list before connection and prevents wasted time. This supports the latest, for the US guys, TCPA regulations against using protected numbers. Persistent connections ensure agent voice connection is always ready for the next call. Now, supervisors can easily create custom wallboards and dashboards, again, to provide increased visibility into the employee and campaign performance. Looking at the customer service side of things, again, another screenshot of what a customer service person may use in the contact center. It's going to provide the support agents seamless handling of all customer interactions for a single, easy to navigate interface, which is the device you see with the blue part at the top. This is how you're going to be able to see users for all of your users to be able to handle voice, email, or chat. Omni-channel routing for any voice, chat, email, SMS, social media, or messaging interaction. Agents can automatically present to a customer record upon connection, but your business can choose the inbuilt CRM that we have, or that you can integrate into any well-known CRM, including the likes of Dynamics and Salesforce. Expert Finder makes it possible to quickly locate key subject matter experts, and again, to assist on customer interactions, making it faster resolution times, improve customer experience, so as you go beyond to solve your customer's inquiry. Customer Support Supervisor is going to give you more valuable insights, make it easier for supervisors to fully understand every step of the customer journey. Supervisors can view customers' journey from the moment they reach the call center through to call termination. And that's going to help them expose an outside-in view of the contact center to enable continuous process improvement and agent training. They can optimize employee engagement and performance with intelligent coaching and collaboration tools. Now, as the responsibility of customer experience spreads throughout the organization, it's not surprising to find that one size doesn't fit all when it comes to communication tools. Typically, back office knowledge workers can have general use case capabilities. They need to make and take calls, send and receive chat messages, and host video meetings to collaborate primarily with internal audience and suppliers. But there was an exception in the back office, which is the internal IT help desk. These teams benefit from the contact center capabilities, such as advanced call handling and routing. They need the insight into activity levels for managing and scheduling purposes, or even require the ability to provide real-time training and coaching. In other scenarios, customer support teams may need highly managed features, while delivery teams may require more mobile and ad hoc communications. With the Avaya Experience Communications platform, we support every communication need for every employee company-wide. Now, just a quick insight to some of the customers we have across different verticals. Now, our customers, these customers have embraced XCaaS. We now have over 2 million paid users on the Experience Communications platform across many industries, from the financial services to healthcare and retail and public sector. Just a couple more points from me, and we'll draw to a close. Here you can see referenceable public customer. This full case study is available on our website. Halfords, most of you will know who they are. They were a traditional story, failing on-premise telephony solution, was unable to adapt and scale, and we're able to consolidate and move their back office control systems, their retail outlets, and their contact center into one platform. They have a mixture of 5 different licenses as well as workforce management. So they were able to mix and match from basic users right through to the most complex omni-channel contact center. And then let's get checked. In the heat of the pandemic, these guys were running the COVID testing systems. Very similar scenario. Aging contact center, needed to be able to react quickly to maintain the services, to provide additional services during the pandemic. We were able to get them up and running with a complex contact center in as little as 10 days. So being a SaaS organization, owning the whole stack top to bottom means we could deploy back office and contact center in a rapid deployment scenario, meaning they could respond quickly and react to the growing pains within the pandemic. I won't go through this because just through benefits of time, but as you can see here, the key benefits to take away from this is agile, scalable, single framework, cross-platform analytics, and 5.9 reliability. And with that, I thank you. Any questions, please reach out to Scott or his team.
Excellent. Thank you, Chris. That's great. I like how you guys are simplifying the contact center integration into the phone system. I think the idea of what a contact center has changed quite a lot over the last few years. It's not just a call center. The question is, have you got customers? How do you interact with your customers? Is that web? Is that chat? More and more is social media. I think we're all aware of the damage that can be done by social media if you don't jump on something that is derogatory to your brand quite quickly. So, customers externally, customers internally could all benefit from, having a contact center environment that allows them to track, manage, control the calls. So it's good to see. It's a very simple platform. We have provided our customers with 8x8 contact center on a number of occasions. So, I highly recommend that. Cool. So last but not least, we have Claire Snow from Avaya.
Thank you, Scott. Just load up. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, good. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Claire Snow. I'm one of the UK Avaya Cloud Office specialists for Avaya. I'm going to talk to you today, and aware that I'm last on and you're probably getting a bit exhausted now. So I'm going to just do a bit of a brief overview of Avaya as we are today. I saw a couple of customer names on the list that I recognise as Avaya customers. But also, if you don't know who we are, I'll explain what our cloud strategy is at the moment, and then a bit of a high-level brief on our solution, Avaya Cloud Office. So Avaya as a brand, if you don't know us, we were formed as the Avaya brand in the year 2000s, but our legacy actually goes way back further than that. We actually spun out of a company called Lucent Technologies, Before that, we came from AT&T, and actually, if you take our lineage all the way back, it can go back to Bell Labs and Alexander Graham Bell himself. So we've got a long history in the telecoms industry. And via acquisition and various mergers, we also acquired Nortel about 10 years ago now. We have a huge base of customers out there. So there's a 1 in 4 UC customers globally sit on Avaya platforms. So there is a lot of legacy Avaya out there. We have a lot of customers to look after. We feature in 90% of the Fortune 500, FTSE 100 companies, etc. In terms of new customers, we just heard this morning from our CEO, 6,000 net new customers welcomed last year. So not just a company that is migrating older customers, we are very much welcoming new customers as well. In terms of Avaya as a company, as the history would suggest, we've come from a legacy background. We're very strong in on-prem technology. We've also been very strong in private build cloud services. But over the last probably 4 to 5 years, more and more of our customers came and said, look, what are you going to do in the public cloud space? The reality of that for us was that we were looking at our market leading IP Office platform. Some of you may know it's the best-selling on-prem SMB solution in the UC market, and we were going to develop that as a public cloud ourselves. What that meant was probably it would take 4 or 5 years to get that to market in a reasonable state, and that would have left us 4 or 5 years behind the good people on the call, also on the call today. So we jumped to the market by partnering with RingCentral, and what that does for Avaya is, at the time, RingCentral market leader in the UCaaS space. So they give us immediate access to a global UCaaS offering that we can then put straight out to our customers. But not just that, we can then begin to layer what Avaya do well over the top of that service. And Avaya continues now to be the only vendor that can offer on-prem, private cloud and public cloud. So whatever way a customer would like to work with us, we have the capability to do so. In terms of the partnership, as I say, market leader, RingCentral, figured in some of the other presentations there, clearly a market leader in the space, over 2 million seats. But if you look at Avaya, as I mentioned, we've got a quarter of the UC market globally. We have a lot of customers to look after. So a very strong relationship from our perspective, in that we get a market leading platform to go to market with. But from a RingCentral perspective, they're looking at us because we are a brand that people know and trust. We can develop the features that people know and trust. And we also have a mature support organisation behind us, which goes beyond the reach of a lot of companies. We have well over 200 companies where we have support on the ground. In terms of bringing a solution together and the innovation that we're working on with RingCentral, what you're getting, and very similar to the other guys on the call, you're getting a highly scalable, highly reliable global platform that gives you your call, message, meet capabilities all in one application or set of applications, and it also gives you complete robust analytics because you own the end-to-end experience. Now we get all of that with RingCentral, but by staying in the same data centers as them, the same pods as them, we get that fantastic market leading service, but we then have our own Avaya instances that allows us to then layer on feature set on top. Now we're obviously a vendor, a hardware vendor, and as such we can bring all our devices, our video hardware and all of those things to market, and we can develop the features on those to work seamlessly with this cloud solution. We've also got signature features. Now, some of the things that you'll see when you're migrating across from PBX is things in the cloud where don't always work quite the same. We have, for example, a number of our US customers in particular, they rely heavily on features called Call, Park and Page. And it was something that's not available to work as the way they're set up in the cloud system. We immediately addressed that, because customers have told us that is what they would need to move to cloud. So there's we work closely with the customers to say, what is it you need from that traditional world to bring across to the cloud world? We will help to migrate you with that. We've also got, for those of you that are Avaya customers, we have automated migration toolkit. So if you have an IP office, for example, we can look at the config of your current solution, suck that across and really save the time to move you across into the cloud environment. And as I mentioned again, award-winning global support team. And that support team is actually headed here out of the UK. So in a nutshell, you know, we're looking at Avaya Cloud Office, which is a highly secure public cloud, highly scalable, can start from down to 1 or 2 users all the way up to tens of thousands of users. 5 nines reliable, and it has a comprehensive calling minute SIP bundle thrown into the mix as well. Why would you move to Avaya Cloud Office? So you're looking at a solution that allows your business to have staff work from anywhere on any device and seamlessly. You know, it's a persistent experience that they will see across all devices. In terms of calling plans, we have a really, really comprehensive calling plan within this solution. Not only do you get bundled minutes for UK landline and mobile, but we'd also include up 24 EMEA countries in that bundle as well. So really saving money on your international calls there, all the major European countries included. You can retain your existing phone numbers and port them across. All of the support is included 24/7. Again, we discussed smooth migration across, and that's not just from existing Avaya customers. The support organisation we have behind us has legacy trained engineers in it from various platforms, so they will know the differences from what you're coming from, what you're moving to. They'll be able to explain them and they'll be able to help you with that migration. We have over 140 out-of-the-box integrations, which I'll touch on a bit more in a second. Simplistic pricing, so per user per month OPEX model. And really you're looking to simplify your comms. You know, gone are the days of having to go through upgrade cycles. It's an evergreen solution. As new features are released, you get access to them. So just a view, I'm not going to go into demos, but, you know, just to give you a view of what the platform and applications look like. Again, it's call, message, meet that we have all included with the applications, and the persistent experience is key. You can do whatever you can do on your desktop, you can do on your mobile, not just in application, but also in administration as well. Really, really strong, rich analytics within the platform, because we're owning that end-to-end call. You can see everything the users are doing. You can see what devices they're using. You can manage your queues and report on all your hunt groups, etc. And you've got that real expert detail on quality of service as well, going right down to an internet service provider to see if you've got problem calls. Very, very easy to pick out. Go back to integrations, just some of the names here, major out-of-the-box integrations we've got. And, you know, as some of my friends, colleagues on the call also suggested, open API is really key in this world. You know, if we don't have something out of the box for you, but you want to do something bespoke, it's absolutely possible. The APIs are made available to you and you can do what you like. So, you know, including just bringing best of breed if you want to the system. I worked with Primetel recently for another customer who had call recording on an old IP office system, and they didn't actually want to change anything they did with call recording. They wanted to use an old red box recorder because for them, keeping all their compliant records in one place was key. We didn't have an out-of-the-box application that did that with Redbox. We spoke to them. We had it sorted in a matter of weeks. They were actually using the same interface as their old storage. Redbox were able to go in, grab any metadata from our solution, park it all where the customer wanted to park it. So there was no change to them. They just continued to use the practice that they enjoyed using. As with the other guys on the call, 5.9 is really key in this world because of the way our architecture is set up, geo-redundant and active data centers. We can bake all of that into an SLA in our contracts. So very, very confident on that. We also measure the quality of the calls. As I said, we can see the quality of service we're providing, and we can guarantee the service you're going to get from the Avaya Cloud Office. Just to back that up. This is as long as I've been working on the solution, and as you'll see, no failings at all. This is why we're so confident about the service that you get from this product. This is a true global solution, so available directly in over 40 countries. We have direct numbers in another 100 plus countries beyond that. And as I said, Avaya as a company is present in more than 250 countries. So even outside of that, we have services available as Avaya where we're really strong globally. One of the best things about this solution is that true global system that you're getting. You have 100 users in the UK, you spin the platform up through the global office solution that we offer. You want 5 users in New York, 5 users in Melbourne, you spin them off that system with their own international packages suitable for them, but it's bringing all your users together under one platform. You can separate the billing and you can have different sites if you wish, but you truly are bringing a global system together. And the way that the calling bundles work in that scenario, if one of your staff in London wants to make a call to somebody in Chicago, a bit like least cost routing, instead of using and paying for an international call from the UK, that user will tail off through the bundled minutes that are given to your US users, again, saving you money on your international calling rates. We have a very, very easy and intuitive user portal and admin portals, very simple for users to be able to do their own administration and greetings, all those kind of things. The administration, very, very easy, drag and drop IVR trees and things like that to set up your routing and add users. And all of this can be done remotely. If you're an IT person, you can do your administration and set up remotely. So if you come in on a Monday morning, somebody's forgotten to tell you there's a new starter, you can do it off your mobile, no problem at all. As I've alluded to, a major benefit of working with Avaya is the fact that we do have a global award-winning Follow the Sun support service wrap around this product. And what that means is we designate a customer success manager to you, so you get a named individual that you will work with if you contract with us. We have designated porting managers in the service as well. And we are a mature fix-it-first organisation. And what I mean by that is when we developed the partnership with RingCentral, we investigated how we were going to take on support for cloud customers, and we went and looked at some of the competition and the sorts of tickets that they were taking. We had one competitor had taken 40,000 support tickets on how to configure a handset. That sort of thing doesn't happen in Avaya's world. You know, if you're a mature support organisation and you're getting 50 or 100 support tickets for the same issue, you proactively fix it. And you send out a video with how to configure your handset when somebody buys a solution for you. What that does is take all the noise away from the support organisation. Those minor details are dealt with, and it really just leaves you dealing with core issues for your customers and dealing with them quickly and dealing with them well.
Good.
So just to wrap up for me, Scott, you know, all in one call, message, meet solution, highly scalable, highly secure, tons of applications and open APIs if you want to do anything bespoke. Avaya innovation and Avaya quality hardware over the top. Okay,
Brilliant.
Scott?
Yeah, thank you, Claire. That's brilliant. You know, I do feel for the suppliers on these calls. It is very difficult to get everything across in 15 minutes, and you know, that's kind of the purpose of today, was just to give you a window insight into what these companies can do, and what's available in that market. And the objective after this will be for me to follow up with you all individually and just to see where you are and just understand a bit more about what it is you're trying to do, what nuances might be in your environment, and then we'll set up more of a deep dive with one or all of the suppliers depending on where you are. So thank you all for coming. Has anyone got any questions before I wrap up? Okay, well, thank you all. Thanks all for coming. Appreciate you taking time out of your day. Thank you to all the suppliers, greatly appreciated. And I will speak to you all soon.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. You still on the? Oh, no.